Hello and welcome to Mega Conference QuizBowl. I'm your host Mike McLean and I'm here through the courtesy of the Taylor School District. This year we have 15 schools competing to advance to a state level competition in April at MSU. Today's contest is between Dearborn High School and Annapolis High School. Dearborn is coached by John Lenders. Dearborn, please introduce yourselves.
Nick Silas, senior.
Zach Snyder, senior.
Bobby Range, senior captain.
Elizabeth Schick, sophomore.
And thank you. Annapolis is coached by Ryan Robinson today. Annapolis, please introduce yourselves.
Aaron Fisher, senior.
Brian Alexander, senior captain.
Carrie Helfer, senior.
Mike Olivera, sophomore.
And thank you also. Our first quarter consists of 12 toss-up questions worth 10 points each. Teams may not confer. Please wait until I call on you before you respond. Toss-up 1. What is the term for a combination of 3 or more pitches sounded simultaneously and conceived as a whole? Elizabeth.
Chord.
It is a chord. Toss-up 2. Name the body of water that serves as the border for Iran, Bahrain, Qatar, and Kuwait. Captain Bob.
The Persian Gulf.
It is correct. Toss-up 3. The body gains water by 2 processes. One is absorption. What is the other process by which the body gains water? Zach.
Osmosis.
No. Well, let's hope not. Don't take a bath. And that's time. The other one is your metabolism. Toss-up 4. In the winter of 1891-1892, Dr. James Naismith invented this game. He sought to develop a game that would provide indoor exercise and competition for students between other sports seasons. What game did he invent? Bob.
Basketball.
Basketball is correct. Toss-up 5. He is known as the father of medical science because he taught that there were natural causes for illnesses. Prior to his contributions to medicine, priests had treated diseases. Who was this ancient Greek? Bob.
Hippocrates.
I will take it, Hippocrates. Toss-up 6. Located within the cell structure, these organelles are sites where the cells release energy. They function much like power plants. Matt.
Mitochondria.
Is correct. Toss-up 7. The Helms-Burton Act was passed to restrict trade between the United States and what nation? Zach.
Spain.
That's incorrect. Gary.
Cuba.
Cuba is correct. Toss-up 8. Malta recently became the smallest nation to adopt the euro. The former British colony is located in what body of water? Zach.
The Mediterranean.
It is the Mediterranean. Toss-up 9. Its legend was cemented by its action in the Battle of Cameroon, in which it was led by Captain d'Anjou, which is annually celebrated by this group with the display of d'Anjou's wooden hand. Created by Louis Philippe to help in the war in Algeria, until 1962, its headquarters were also located there. Name this military unit composed, Nick?
Was the French Foreign Legionnaire?
That is correct. I'm not Alex, please. Toss-up 10. The union and intersection of subsets can be pictorially represented by drawings. What are these drawings called? Bob?
Venn diagrams.
They are. And toss-up 11. Current events, Great Britain and Spain have settled a long-running dispute over what British colony located at the foot of Spain. Zach?
The Straits of Gibraltar.
I'm sorry, can't take that. Which blocked the European Union from ratifying some international conventions. And that's time. It's not the Straits, they don't own the water. I needed Gibraltar. Toss-up 12. Faced with an uncharacteristically sluggish quarter, what company has decided to bring back its former CEO, Howard Schultz, to defend against some tough, unexpected competition, like McDonald's? Gary?
Wendy's.
That's incorrect. Zach?
Burger King.
Also incorrect. It's Starbucks. Okay. That's the end of our first round. We'll be back in a minute to start our second. Our second quarter is about to begin. It consists of 8 toss-up questions, each worth 10 points. A correct answer entitles that team to a set of 4 bonus questions, each worth 5. Teams may confer on the bonuses, but only the captain may give the answer. Any missed bonus questions will be rebounded to the opposing team. Here we go. Toss-up 1, both teams. Name the states in which the American Revolutionary War began April 19th, 1775, and it ended in October 19th, 1781. Carrie,
Virginia and South Carolina.
that's incorrect. Zach,
Connecticut and Virginia.
also incorrect. First one was the shot heard around the world, Concord, Massachusetts, and then it ended in Virginia. Next one's a math question. Solve this equation. 7/8 y minus 3 equals 3/4 y plus 3/2. Gary,
Y is equal to 33.
I'm sorry, this is incorrect. And that's time. Bob, just under the wire.
72/2.
I'm sorry,
Or
that's incorrect. I needed 36. Toss up 3, both teams. Which organisms, mostly multicellular and eukaryotic, were traditionally classified in the plant family but are now usually considered a separate kingdom? Bob
fungi.
is correct. Your bonus questions are about beginnings. I'm sorry, I'm going to toss up our number 3. It goes with the question. Identify each of the following concerning fungi. Number 1, green energy-trapping pigment of all plants, of plants that all fungi lack.
Chlorophyll.
Is correct. Number 2, chronic fungal infection producing itching, blisters, and cracking of the skin on the feet.
Athlete's foot.
Is correct. Microscopic filaments providing structure and nourishment.
Hyphae.
Is correct. And the last one, supernatural fungus growth on a lawn said to be the product of dancing sprites.
Slime.
No. Annapolis?
Fairy ring.
Fairy ring is correct. Toss up 4, both teams. History has generally not been kind to U.S. presidents in their second term. Which president was damaged by his second term failed proposal to pack the Supreme Court with justices favorable to his social politics? Nick,
John Adams.
that's incorrect. Matt,
Jackson.
that's also incorrect. Jackson was not a bad choice, but it's the social politics. It's Franklin Roosevelt. Toss up 5, both teams. Codename Whistler, released in 2001. It was the merging of NT 2000 and the 95-98 lines of the operating system. Name this Windows operating system. Bob.
XP.
XP is correct. And your bonus questions. Go with number 5. It was released to the general public on January 30th, 2007. Name this operating system.
Vista.
Is correct. Number 2, Microsoft has stated that its top priority for the release of Vista was improving this.
Security.
Is correct. Number 3, one of the new features of Vista is Windows Mail, which replaces this Microsoft application.
Outlook.
Is correct. And the last one, other than Windows 2000, Windows 95, and Windows 98, there was one other short-lived Windows edition,
Windows ME.
which was also merged to make XP. give the nickname or the real name.
Windows ME.
Windows ME is correct. Got them all. Toss up 6. Which U.S. city is home to the Shedd Aquarium, which was the world's, Carrie?
Chicago.
Chicago is correct. Your bonus question, identify the locations of each of these following aquariums. Number 1, country of the Great Barrier Reef Aquarium
Australia.
Australia?
is correct. U.S. state for the Waikiki Aquarium,
Why?
Hawaii?
of course. The U.S. state for the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
Pass.
Dearborn?
California.
California is correct. Back to Annapolis. Country for the Osaka Aquarium, which recreates the diverse environments found along the Ring of Fire.
Japan?
Japan is correct. Toss up 7, both teams. Naming both the ship and the harbor, what ship blew up in what harbor, precipitating the Spanish-American War? Bob?
The USS Indiana in the Boston Harbor.
That's incorrect. And that's time. The ship is the USS Maine, and it's in the Havana Harbor. Last toss-up of the round. For praising George Bush on the year 2000 election trail, instead of touting his own resume, Dick Cheney was compared in 2000 to the self-effacing Alexander Throttlebottom, the meek fictional vice president in the 1931 musical Of Thee I Sing. Which composer wrote this musical? Along with his brother, they also wrote Funny Face, Strike Up the Band, and Porgy and Bess. And that's time. His name was George Gershwin. That's the end of our first half. We'll be back in a moment to verify our score and begin our second half. We're back to begin the third quarter of our match. The score after the first half is Dearborn 130 and Annapolis 50. We have substitutes for both teams. For Dearborn,
Adam Pruitt, Jr.
thank you. And for Annapolis,
Dave Gretka, senior.
thank you. Our third quarter is our lightning round. Each team has 60 seconds to correctly answer 10 questions. Teams may confer, but only the captain may give the answer. Questions not answered correctly will pass to the opposing team. The trailing team in this case is Annapolis. Annapolis, you have your choice of the following 3 categories: economics, mathematics, science.
Science.
Science it is. With 60 seconds on the clock, you'll want to write these down first. Write these down. You're choosing from energy, mass, volume, temperature, power, or speed. I'll give you a unit. You indicate what each unit is used to measure. Right, here we go. Number 1, kilowatt hour.
Hour.
Energy.
Energy?
Correct. Calorie.
Energy.
Energy.
Correct. Atmosphere.
Volume.
Volume?
No.
Okay.
Kilometer per hour.
Speed.
Speed?
Correct. Celsius.
Temperature?
Correct. Slag.
Power.
Power?
No. Gallon.
Volume.
Volume?
Correct. BTU per second.
Power.
Energy?
No. Kelvin.
Temperature.
Temperature?
Correct. Torr.
Power.
Power?
No. And none were passed. You got 6, 4 passed to Dearborn. Dearborn, here we go. Ready? Atmosphere.
Mass.
No. Slag.
Pass.
BTU per second.
Power.
Yes. Torr.
Speed.
No. Slag.
Speed.
No. And we're done. You had 1. The 3 that everybody missed, atmosphere, it's a measure of pressure. How many atmospheres?
You didn't.
That wasn't
Pressure.
choice.
Slag is a mass, and torr is also pressure. Dearborn, your remaining choices are economics or mathematics.
Econ.
Econ is it, with 60 seconds on the clock for Dearborn. Answer these questions, identify these abbreviations, some of them are abbreviations, about economics and banking. Economics and banking. Number one, you ready? CPI.
Pass.
Pass.
COLA, C-O-L-A.
Pass.
GNP.
Gross national profit.
No. IRS.
Internal Revenue Service.
Correct. NI.
Pass.
LEI.
Pass.
What is the Fed short for?
Pass.
Name the current chairman of the Fed.
Pass.
What does IRA stand for?
Internal revenue account.
No. It's income retirement account.
No. Name the group of 30 leading companies on the New York Stock Exchange that is used to...
Time.
And that's time.
I knew that.
And we got 1. 9. Pass to Annapolis. Annapolis, here we go. CPI.
Pass.
COLA, C-O-L-A.
Pass.
GNP.
Gross national product.
Yes. IRS. Sorry, they got that one. NI.
Pass.
LEI.
Pass.
What is the Fed short for?
Federal Reserve System speed?
No.
Or Reserve System.
No.
Sorry, that's
Name the current chairman of the Fed.
pass.
What does IRA stand for? And that's time. And we got 1 on each team. Tougher than I thought. CPI, Consumer Price Index. COLA, Cost of Living Adjustment. NI, either national income or net income. LEI, leading economic indicators. Fed, short for Federal Reserve Bank. Current chairman is Ben Bernanke. IRA, individual retirement account. And the group of 30 leading companies on the New York Stock Exchange is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's the end of our third quarter. We'll be back in a moment to finish up this match. Our fourth quarter is about to begin. It consists of 15 toss-up questions, each worth 20 points. Here we go. Toss-up 1. In January of 1965, which U.S. president outlined the goals of his Great Society program in the State of the Union address? Bob?
Johnson.
That is correct. Toss-up 2. New Mexico is located east of Arizona and west of Texas. What tribe of Indians was subdued in 1886 in the state of New Mexico, ending most of the Indian trouble in the area? Nick?
Navajo.
That's incorrect. Gary?
Mohawk.
Also incorrect, it's the Apache. Next one's a math question. If the coordinates of the endpoints of a diameter of a circle are -1, 3, and 5, 5, what are the coordinates of the center of the circle? Carrie?
2, 4.
2, 4 is correct. Toss up 4. Dating back to the time of the pharaohs in ancient Egypt, this game is played on a board of 64 alternating light and darks. Bob?
Chess.
That's incorrect. Dark spaces.
Checkers.
Brian? Checkers is correct. Toss up 5. Clear. Despite restoration efforts, this ancient monument continues to crack, crumble, and weather away.
The
Brian
Sphinx.
is correct. Please wait until I call on you. Toss up 6. It is a unit of measure consisting of an area of 45,360 square feet. Originally, it was the area a yoke of oxen could plow in one day. Bob?
Acre.
Acre is correct. This composer finished just one opera, leaving others like Salammbô unfinished. Many of his works were edited and orchestrated by others. Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov redid his tone poem about a witch's Sabbath, while Maurice Ravel orchestrated pictures at an exhibition. Name this member of the Mighty Five who composed Boris Godunov and Night on Bald Mountain. And that's time. Modest Mussorgsky. Toss up 8. Our awareness of environmental problem is the first step in reaching solutions. Scientists first discovered the severity of the threat to the ozone over the Antarctica in 1983. The depletion of the ozone is primarily due to the presence of CFCs in the atmosphere. What are CFCs? Bob?
Chlorofluorocarbons.
That is correct. Toss up 9, both teams. When using this special sort of timed deposit, the depositor agrees not to withdraw the money for a specified, Brian?
Certificate of deposit?
Is correct. Toss up 10. The same author wrote 2 more short stories about this man, one pairing him with a sea serpent and the other with the Ides of March. In the title of a more famous 1937 story set in Cross Corners, New Hampshire, he's paired with Mr. Scratch, whom he duels for the soul of a farmer, Jabez Stone. Name this real-life orator who tangled with the devil in a Stephen Vincent Benet short story. Carrie?
The Devil and Tom Walker.
That's incorrect. And that's time. The real-life orator is Daniel Webster. Toss-up 11. Name the modern playwright who wrote Barefoot in the Park and The Odd Couple. Time. His name is Neil Simon. Toss-up 12. Birthdays, anniversaries, and other special events are celebrated with parties, cake, and presents. Countries also celebrate special occasions, but usually in a grander style. Which European country commemorated its bicentennial in 1989? Zach?
Italy?
That's incorrect. And that's time. Bastille Day, 1789. France, 1989. Toss up 13, both teams. He was the only president to have graduated from Harvard Law School. During his administration, he arbitrated the War of the Triple Alliance and vetoed the Bland-Allison Act. He reached the White House thanks to the Wormley Agreement and a 15-man electoral commission, even though he lost the popular vote to Samuel Tilden. Name this president who ended Reconstruction. And that's time. The deal to end Reconstruction is what got him elected. Sometimes he's called Rutherford B. Hayes. Current events. The Australian Open tennis tournament is held in what city, the second largest in Australia? Carrie?
Canberra.
That's incorrect. And that's time. It's Melbourne. And lastly, at only 19 years old, and only her third pageant, she is Miss Oakland County, Miss Michigan, and now Miss America. Name Michigan's newest star. And that's time. Her name is Kirsten Hageland. That ends our match. We'll be back in a minute to verify our final score. Our final score for today's match is Dearborn High School 210, Annapolis High School 200. Congratulations, both teams. Well-fought match. In our next match, Annapolis will play Crestwood. Please join us. This is Mike McLean saying goodbye from Mega Conference Quiz Bowl.